All right, so before we continue, I want to let you know those videos we made them just to share with you the knowledge or what we learned from installing and removing parts. So I want you to subscribe to the channel right now. Click on the bell notification to get all the videos on time and leave your question. We're gonna respond to them just after this video. So what are we gonna work on today? I don't know. Let's see what we're gonna do. All right, welcome to our channel for a new video. So today I'm gonna work in a 2011 Buick lacrosse. I got a customer that's bringing the car and then got a problem with starting problem. So when we check it out, so we definitely see the alternator is going bad. So what we're gonna do, we already called the auto parts at AutoZone to bring us a new alternator. So the first thing that we're gonna have to do is like remove the battery terminal, remove the positive one. So many people says that we remove the positive, but I like removing the negative because the negative can touch any wear on the car. But the positive, I don't want that, but that's I feel comfortable to remove the negative one. So the next step, it's gonna need to remove the alternator connector, and after that, you got a 13 bolt millimeter right here. So I'm gonna use a ratchet gun to take that bolt off. Here we go. So I use my ratchet gun. Alright, I got the bolts off. I'm gonna place it right here in a place where I'm not gonna losing it. I'm gonna remove the wire. Okay, so now the next step is gonna be the airbox housing. I'm gonna take it off. So I use a star key. Took it off. Go. We got one more here, and I think that's it. Once you remove all that, the second thing is you're gonna have to have a flat screwdriver. I'm gonna grab a flat screwdriver. We're gonna loosen that part right here. Here we go. I'm losing that. Once you loosen that, all you're gonna have to do is lift that up from this side. Here you go. And I'm gonna throw it right there. I don't disconnect it, I just leave everything together. So once we get there, the second part is gonna be this thing right here. So we're gonna have to take the housing off. Right, taking the housing off, I'm gonna place it right in here. Okay, once I get the housing off, I think now we got a better clearance. So the other thing that I'm gonna have to do, I'm just gonna remove those 3 bolts on the motor mount. Once I remove those 3 bolts on the motor mount, I'm just gonna put a jack under the car and jack the engine up. Once I jack the engine up, I'm gonna get better access to the belt tensioner. All right, so let me jack the let me take those bolts off first, and after that we're gonna jack the engine. There you go. So I'm gonna use a 15 millimeter socket with my big impact gun. All right, let's do 3 bolts up. All right, also 3 bolts up. Then the next step is gonna be jack the engine up to see what we get. All right, so I'm jacking up the engine. As you can see, the engine is coming up. Okay, I think right here I got enough room. Let me get my flashlight. As you can see, the tensioner is right there. That's the tensioner right there. So now I think I have enough room to take care of that tensioner. Okay, so on the tensioner, it takes it's a half French port. So I'm gonna use this half French. It's a short half French wrench. Let me see if I can hook it in. All right, I got the wrench hooked in. The only one thing I'm gonna have to do, it's like hold on. Sorry. All right, it was to I just want to have more space to show you what the hell I'm gonna do. When I pry it with the pry bar like that, you can see the belt, it's open. So I'm gonna see if I can, okay, I got my partner right, remove the belt for me. At least you can see. All right, that's good. So what I always do, I leave the breaker bar where it was, where it is, and then I don't have too much problem when I'm gonna put it back in. So now the next step is just unbolt the alternator. The alternator got like I think it's 3 bolts. You got 2 on the top and 1 on the bottom. They are 15 millimeter bolts, as you can realize. So I'm gonna take the bolts off and take the alternator out. All right, I already loosed those 2 bolts, but before I take them all the way out, I always like removing the pulley to get the 12 bolts, or the idle pulley right here. I'm gonna take it off to take the 12 bolt. Once I get the 12 bolts, and I'm gonna take those 2 other bolts off. All right, this one I'm pretty sure it's same size. Let's go. All right, so I'm halfway out of the alternator, the pulley, idle pulley bolts. Once I'm moving it, you're gonna see the alternator is shaking. That's mean the alternator is almost ready to come off. Once you take the idle pulley off, the same bolt that's bolting the idle pulley, that's the same bolt that's holding the alternator. With the 12 bolts. So we're gonna take it all the way out. Here we go. It's out. That's all it is. All right, so I got these bolts out. So now the only one thing is like those 2 bolts. I'm just gonna take those 2 bolts off to get the alternator out. All right, I'm using these ratchet. And the other bolts, it's out. That's mean my alternator is ready to come out. All right, so let me use one hand to get the alternator out. Here we go. I got this the alternator out. So now I'm gonna put the new one in. So here we go, guys. We got the new alternator. So now we're gonna put the alternator in. So to put the alternator in, you're just gonna have to get it right on the front right here. There you go. It's gonna go all the way down here. So I'm gonna put the first bolt in. Alright, I got all the bolts start. So what I'm gonna do, don't forget you always have to start the bolt by hand. So I'm gonna use this very cheap watch. I'm not gonna tie it all the way. Now I'm gonna stop right here. So I'm gonna place the idle pulley. So don't forget that I said like the front bolts, it's a bolting by the same bolt that's bolting the idle pulley. You got just a separator that separate the alternator and the idle pulley. All right, so it goes right on the front like that. I think it's in. So now I'm gonna get a ratchet for it. All right, I already got the bolt. So I'm turning it. Yeah. Now it's tight. So the other one is bolting tightening those 2 bolts on front. I like using that key so we can bend to anywhere. It's a good ratchet. I like using it. Alright, so now we got everything nice and tight. The only one thing that we have to do now is like I put the belt in and bolting those 2 bolts on the back and plug the alternator. The bolts on the back and plug the alternator. We're gonna plug that. And I'm gonna take this nut out. I'm gonna place this in. And I put a nut back end. Don't forget it's a 13 bolt millimeter. It's right in. So I'm gonna use a 13 on that to tighten it up. Alright, so now I'm just gonna break this. That's enough. Good to go. And now you do one thing. Okay. Alright. The only one thing that we have to do is like just put the bell back in. Alright, so before we put everything together, we're gonna make sure that we look at all the pulley to see if the belt is not in place. That's the AC one, that's the idle air pulley, that's the alternator, and down there that's a crank pulley. It's not tightened, and here's the power steering pump right here. It's sit right in. Okay. Now the second thing is it's just gonna be this motor mount. I'm gonna lower the jack slowly. Here you go. All right, and I'm gonna try to place those bolts in. Alright, you got the top bolt right here. And if you got some problem, you're gonna have to put a pry bar right here and then pry it on here to push the engine forward, and then you can get the bolt nut in place. Because that happened to me before, but I'm pretty sure now everything pretty much still not okay. As I said, I'm gonna show you. You're just gonna push this. Once you push this, you're gonna see this is moving. All right. So I don't know if I can where can I push the Wait, can you give me a second? Can you pull this over for me? Just push it. Yeah, forward to you. I'm just gonna try now put up align the bolt. Let me see. Yeah, make it in place. Right. I think that's good. Thank you. All right. So as you can see, so now I'm just gonna tie them with the gun. All right. So now I'm gonna use the gun just to tie them. Nice in place. So, and the next thing gonna be the. Alright, just gonna clean it, get the stinger. I clean it to get everything up. So this one, just gotta push this in. Right, I already get the airbox housing nice in place.
Okay, Venna.
What's the motor with my light? Alright, so now the second thing is you just place this right back. Alright, so I'm gonna take that off. Place the air filter. And the second thing is you're just gonna have to slide this on that part right here. You see, it's easy. And you're gonna bend it down and bring it through this, and after that you're done. You have to screw it. All right, I'm gonna start tightening the bolt. All right, over here, that's good. So now the only one thing that we're gonna have to do is just push this in and then tighten it with here you go. And we're gonna have to tie it with the flat screwdriver. Up here, okay. Okay, I think that's nice. And then we're just gonna hook this here and there. So the last thing that you're gonna have to do is clear the space. Take all the tools off, as I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take all the tools out. Take my ratchet off. I'm gonna take this off, the light, the gun, and this 10mm I'm gonna use it to tighten the battery. Right, so take this off. I'm gonna place it where it was, right in there, like that. So now I'm gonna remove this, hook the battery back. I don't think the battery have power to charge to start the car, but I'm gonna try anyway. Can you crank the car? Gas slightly. Right. It's nice and tight. I'm gonna try to start it. If you want, we're gonna have to jump start it. All right, stop. The car won't start. I have to jump it. So this jump box is a GNC Euro. I have it online. I ordered it on Amazon. It's been a couple months ago. So start it. I don't know if you have charge, because we just, there you go. Okay, car start. All right, so now the second thing that I'm gonna do before I let the car go, I'm gonna use these battery tester analyzer tools, so it can help you to see what voltage that the alternator sent out. I'm gonna use that, and we're gonna see what we have. We have 13.7 or 13.03. It's going down to 12. We're gonna keep following it. Keep following to see what's going on. We have 12.31, 35, 28. We're gonna wait to see. All right, so I think that's it, guys. See you in the next video. All right.